back and talk to you a little bit about the emergency declaration that you guys uh, determined in December of 2025. This is a picture of Odell Highway. And then, yeah, so timeline. We had some significant wind and debris happening before the declaration. Our road crews were out clearing things well in advance of the emergency. December 18th, the emergency declaration was officially given as of December 17th. We started cleaning up that emergency and we had a landfill landslide that was identified on the 19th. December 20th through the 22nd, our road crew was out on the landfill doing some significant cleanup, and you'll see some really cool pictures of that and performing some pump maintenance. December 22nd through 30th, we were on a 24-hour operation at our landfill to preserve our pumps and make sure that we can get those landfill, the discharge cleaned up. So these are pictures of things that happened in advance of the declaration. So we were doing some debris cleanup in advance of that. The high water hit in the middle of the night, and so these are all during the darkness. Top left one is Toll Bridge. The middle one is at our Toll Bridge campground. The bottom one is along an ODOT highway and one of our county roads, and I have no idea where it was, but it could have been anywhere. And then the top right one was in Cascade Locks, where a tree is blocking our culvert.
Did we have a search and rescue event, or is that SAR mean something different?
No, search and rescue was out taking these pictures for us
okay.
over the night.
So they took them.
Which was the bridge? Where is that?
Top left one.
Is Toll Bridge.
That's Toll Bridge.
Yes. So this is our landslide. The house in the middle, that's our pump house. Luckily that was spared during the event. There is a pond that you can't see that's just up from that. And then where that road ends, there was a turnaround there, and that was some of that was taken out as well. So here's some pictures of what we encountered when we showed up the next morning on the 20th. The debris as you're going down the road, that was on the turnaround, and the debris on the right, that is our pond. This is our crew digging out our pond in action. And just to kind of note, this falls that goes into the pond was leaching into the creek down below. So this is what it somewhat looks like now. We do have floats that were installed, so we no longer are running 24-hour operations. That basket that you see, that box in the middle of the pond, that was crushed, and that keeps debris from going into the pumps. Both of our pumps were full of debris, and we had to clean those out. The reason the sheriff's here is because the sheriff's office was a huge support to me. It's not real great when you get a call at 7 a.m. from the sheriff, who doesn't generally call me. And he goes, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, probably not good." And then the next day I proceeded to call him Friday night at 6 p.m. and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And so I turnabout's fair play. But yeah, I want to thank essentially every department within our county was a part of this emergency declaration. The sheriff's department had significant resources, as well as our public works team. So, questions?
Do we have any questions?
When was the last? How long has it been since that landfill has actually accepted debris? But when was it capped?
Seems like the 80s.
80s, okay. And
Yeah.
it basically has to be maintained forever, right?
Yeah. So until that, the water runs clean, we have to maintain it. And right now, the water looks clean. But during the spring, it does not. It looks orange. So
What does clean mean?
Clear?
it looks clear.
But
It
is
looks-
there any testing for contaminants that define clean?
Yes, we did test the water. We don't have the formal results yet, but we did see that there were elevated levels of, hold on, barium, iron, and manganese. And there was also elevated an A word, and I'm not sure what that was. I'm
One
sorry.
with ammonia was,
Ammonia.
yeah.
Most of them, as it was going through the vegetation, got filtered out quite a bit. Those were the three that still were at elevated levels when they hit the creek.
And what's the next step?
So the next step, so here's a picture of what it looks like now. Where the water's coming out of. There was a pipe that was kind of underneath, so we have to do some like cleanup to make sure it doesn't wash away further. And then you see how it's kind of the vegetation where the landslide did take place, it's kind of over the edge. So laying that back and putting plastic over.
You explained that in the,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Well-
when maybe, and then maybe planting it with vegetation to
So
stabilize.
longer term, that's gonna be short term when our road crews aren't doing road stuff. Longer term would be laying that back even further, putting some sort of vegetation so it doesn't slide away.
And currently, the pump is working correctly,
Yes,
and it's pumping this all into the catchment pond, correct?
yes.
So it's no longer going over the edge, and
Yeah.
hasn't been since the first couple of days.
Since the 23rd, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 22nd.
The that you're talking about you're talking about the dike that's in the foreground. That's what you're going to have to you're going to slide that forward and construct that.
So if you look to the right of the guys that are standing there, that's where the landslide took place.
Right?
And so we would have to lay that dirt back. And so it's not so steep. The steepness
Right.
is,
But the pool that's there is only a pool because there's a dike that you built in front
yes,
of it.
that
Right.
pool has to be there.
Right, no, I understand you
Yeah.
need a pool there. That dike looks pretty temporary.
That pool has been there since before the 80s.
No, but the dike that is holding it in at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's been there since the 80s. That was full of debris. That's actually in really good condition.
wow,
We'll have to actually line that pond. We removed the lining when we
okay.
took care of that.
Because I mean, it just looks like mud and rock, but obviously it's something else.
It
It's more
it
rock
might
and rock.
just be mud and rock. But it's holding it back.
Go Hooli map.
It is, I mean, it's like
It's stinky.
gooey though.
Yes, it
But it
is.
also flows.
I am not finding it now, but there's actually a really good picture that does show that from a different angle.
Right.
Makes it a little easier to understand. Obviously, I can't find anything tonight.
Anyway, you got a plan.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, you guys really deserve kudos for that several days that you had people monitoring it manually, and that was amazing how hard you guys worked at that.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing that
Right at
crew, it was
Christmas
over
time.
Christmas, and so people without families showed up on Christmas. I pulled a shift on Christmas because I don't celebrate Christmas on Christmas. I celebrate on Christmas Eve. So it wasn't just if you can do it, but what's your hard no? Like if you celebrate on Christmas Eve or you celebrate the day after, I don't know what each family situation looks like. So Yeah, we had more than enough crew within our public works team that everybody that was interested was able to pull a shift.
Wow, we are really lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you all.
And we should note for the record that we have a list of thank yous in your